hear all sorts of interesting things. Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't understand the gossip thou hears on a daily basis.
I have heard something which perplexes me. It seems as if Romulus doth love Remus. They are brothers, and so brotherly love makes sense, and yet the love that Romulus has for Remus seems a little more.
Well, some think so.
And yet, does Miss Stephanie tell me here that at the dance, Romulus, in the face of Remus, it's very confusing, hath seen a young lady, and upon seeing, put their hands together, and on putting their hands together, their eyes locked. And upon eyes locking, did both their hearts sing in one voice.
And now they are a pretzel hand.
Yay!
In love, the twisted of a knotted pretzel shall join them in union. Methinks by early spring.
Yes, but then what shall poor Romulus, Remus, the actual one who is actually named Remus, who's not pretending to be Remus, the one who's actually Remus, what shall poor Remus do without his brother? For you know he doth love him fair amount.
I do know that as Miss Stephanie, the bread maker of this house.
The pretzel maker.
Yes, and pretzel is a bread.
Also, pretzel, so particularly lovely.
Yes, Lady Augusta, but as you know, for you have been in hire in this place for many years more than I, that there have been many things said about the relationship between Romulus and Remus, and that their heritage, despite being brothers, is quite indeed mysterious.
Mystery, it's true. But when they were born, did they both be laid in the same cradle? And in that instant, they looked at each other, and their eyes, from their eyes, little hearts came out.
Yes. Dost thou believe such childish fairy tales at such an older age as thou? That would be the sacred twins. Oh,
She speaks right. The sacred twins. Well, it is curious to see, but let us sprinkle a little love juice in all the pastries tonight, so that their minds be yes. So that whatever love may flow discreetly.
Prithee, tell me, Antonio, what news do you bring us from below?
News from below will not make thee high, my lord, for it is indeed low news. Were I to say it were a high news, I could not give it such high praise that it were true to say such a thing. But it being low news, I fear that insult you.
We just want to hear it.
In short, then, for I fear my tale have grown of a length that would not be described as short. The peasants.
Send him to the pits. If it doesn't come out of him right now, I'd say yes.
I was about to until the pitmaster came. Now I find myself stumbling over my tongue. The peasants are, I fear, revolted. Fear, I do say, for fear is the sentiment that doth blanket the country. Message, my lord. I'll see you, Bennett.
Sire Nabisco, I have the boat to Caron right now.
Yes, give me a moment. I must prepare myself.
That is quite a lengthy scroll. What does it say? Read it in its entirety. Every word must be important, or they would not have wasted such fine parchment upon it.
You start from the top, I'll continue from the middle.
I see that it's written in rhyme. That's splendid.
The tale of twins whose
love should never be have found themselves at odds.
Books!
Quite unseemly.
20 minutes later, they have summed up the scroll. Right now. They're sitting way closer together.
The torches flicker low.
Outside their window, a lute player plays mysteriously in loving music. Thou hast bangs now!
At some point, some beautifully crafted pretzels and croissants were delivered.
Please continue.
Brother mine.
I gave my love.
You fight upon my knees.
History.
It brings me to a fever pitch, at least. And looking at you now, I surely see that with you, I need to be eternal feast.
Oh, Romulus, I fear that I've sent you the wrong message with these candles. Let me turn on the torches and blow them out. You see, I will be a reasonable distance from you, Romulus, for I am not to be your bliss. I love the Lady Liberty, which is what I was hoping you could tell me is how those things are going.
Things which you request to know about
Yes.
are going rather well, or so I hope. I haven't been on top of them, you see. I've been obsessed with writing to the Pope. I have it all straight. I listened in.
Oh, yes.
The brothers met by light of moon.
Yes.
It turns out that the Lady Liberty loves Romulus in the guise of Remus, thinking he is Remus, but he is not Remus, he is Romulus.
Oh, yes.
Remus, meanwhile, loves his brother Romulus.
Yes,
And
Romulus.
Remus does not love his brother Romulus. Romulus loves Remus. That's very confusing.
Then Remus loves the Lady Liberty.
That's right. It's a triangle and it's perfect.
Okay, let's try
Is there any way we can connect the dots? There are only two and not a third.
No.
No. It seems we have larger things to worry about, for the peasants have been revolting. I saw a young man killed with arrow earlier.
Oh, did he die? That's a shame.
I'm sure there's more like him.
He has a striking resemblance to Sir Chad at the castle down there.
That is not what I meant. I meant there are more characters that he probably could play. Shall we focus on...
I'm now sure.
Perhaps if we introduce the Lady Liberty.
Okay.
Then unto
Do that.
the real and actual Remus. Perhaps if we introduce the two
But
of them.
how?
But what name shall Remus hold?
Well, another name, perhaps Romulus, Remus, Liberty, perhaps he shall be Justice.
Justice. And
Lord.
what would be the ruse that we could get those two bodies together in a space that is private yet loving?
Church, obviously.
Lord Father, as the Pope.
Must you come to church?
Thank you so much. I'm not ready. Thank you so much for sending me this long letter from the Lord Romulus about his...
Thou shouldst read it in its entirety.
I'll read it out loud a second and third time because I was waiting patiently.
Hand of God.
minutes later. Ever so steadfastly yours in hope and faith and love, R. Ham.
But what see I here? A triangle doth thou see, and yet these names upon this triangle make no sense to me.
I see Remus, I see Romulus, and mine own name, Liberty. I understand it all. And never shall I another man look upon until I have justice.
Lord Remus, come close to this apparition so none other may hear.
Now, do you think it's a ghost or an apparition? All right.
Pass thine hand through it and see if it's cold.
Here we go. You've been waiting for this. I know. Audience, do you think it's a ghost? You're going to hold up this hand and you're going to clap. If you think it's an apparition, you're going to clap when I hold up this hand. Everybody vote at the same time.
I'm so very proud of thee.
Welcome. Ghost! Apparition, which is...
I stand corrected, it is an apparition. I be the apparition of Lady Fonkenhair. I be many miles away on an island. I be the mother of 3 children. One named Remus, one named Romulus.
Very presents we have
School out!
Isn't it weird to be caught in the middle of a thing?
School out! School in! School in!
And one name.
Good job, Brett.
Lady Liberty.
Oh no! For the love that I have deep in my heart is not as far apart from me as I first thought, you see, for it turns out she is my sister, oh Liberty!
Here we are asking for basic human rights.
Right, and they can't be bothered to give us any
Because it's some kind of romantic situation.
stuff involved.
You know, fellows, if I may, I feel this revolution may wait for another day when matters are less complicated. And some just get swept under some LS as a tertiary plot.
What? That's what you say every year.
COVID has happened, lads. It's happened.
I propose a solution to thine difficulty.
Oh, please, really say.
It has been known that the Pope can perform miracles. It would indeed take a miracle to bring 3 siblings together in a holy fashion rather than the unholy fashion which you have imagined. That's all that would work.
Is it
The
not,
only solution.
is it not still weird, sire?
Ladies of Pepperidge
Not
Farm,
if the
thank
Pope
you
says
for
so.
coming here.
Your popeness!
Yes, I have had a long letter from Lord Romulus of Pepperidge Farm, and you coming here is like a beacon from God himself. And I have to say, I have dug deep in the church archives. Oh, so deep into the records. Look, it's a Dewey Decimal System. No one knows it anymore. But you know, here I have read that indeed Lord Romulus and Lord Remus are brothers. I know. All 3 of them were adopted independently from... They also have a sister. All 3 adopted
Who be
most
their sister? Who be their sister?
Liberty, right? Liberty!
That is true, but the Liberty is here. Tis I.
Oh, Lady Liberty. I'm sorry, it's very hard to remember women's names.
It's true, but women may not speak in church.
It's
Yet.
true. Yes, I will speak to you because you are married and chaperoned. Now, as I have to say that your chaperone, the young Lady Liberty, related to either Lord Romulus or Lord Remus, and they also are not at all biologically related to each other.
Did I not tell thee the Pope could perform a miracle to save everyone? I said it from the start.
And yet, if the devil might speak, I am the she-wolf that raised Romulus and Remus both. Come to take one of my children cubs back home with me, so that this story might end quietly and tidily.
Easy enough, take Romulus. and
Okay,
Remus.
come on.
Hold, she-wolf!
It is the great hunter. No? Yes?
Yes, in those days I was known as such. For before I was the Lord Nabisco, I was the chief hunter of these realms. And in her company and at her teat I found a basket of 3 children who were indeed siblings, and the children of this good woman in her corporeal form. Let me get through it.
Yes.
One time. I'm serious. One time before anybody interrupts. No. This is gonna work. This is gonna work, and this is how it works in these plays. I came across those 3. And in order to protect those children from the she-wolf's grasp and confound her wicked ways, for did you not just say that you
The
were
devil,
the
yes,
devil?
that's right, but the devil loves his own ways.
Well, yes, but none so here upon the earth or in heaven.
Continue without break.
So, those 3 children did I take and distribute in much meaner places throughout the realm, and then adopted 3 unto myself, and gave 2 unto my lord and lady who ruled this very castle, and took 1 with me to fight the which I was of the noble children
Can be
that
done.
found in your basket I gave unto this house in servant robes, and 1 I sent to Rome for holy protection, where they showed great aptitude. For have you not noticed a similar resemblance between the one I call Sir Andrew, Stephanie the bread maker, and His Holiness the Pope? They were the 3 raised by the she-wolf, and the 3 completely unrelated adopted children that then took over their roles: Romulus, Remus, and my own Liberty, quite unrelated to one another.
As the Pope said.
So you see, all stories that have been told are true, consistent, and authentic. And my daughter, you may choose either or both of these men, and you men may choose each other, and my daughter as well, or not, of each other, in whatever combination of permutations you prefer.
And I will eat whoever's left.
It seems that there's a choice afoot. Which would you prefer? I liken this choice unto a banquet set before me by Stephanie the bread maker. Shall I have a pretzel or shall I have a croissant? The pretzel.
They're both made by the same hands. Just give them a taste.
I did say, see which your hand fit and liketh better, and yet you have 2 hands.
The pretzel. So twisted, so satisfying. So filthy.
To link thine hands into eternity would make me die a happy man.
And yet the peasants have neither pretzel nor...
of Romulus, Remus, and their liberty. And yet now must they leave the stage and prepare yet for one more page of this long book, which is not yet at its end, but soon will come to its conclusion.